Hi. Well, here it is, the start of Physics 110. For me, it is December 30th right now. I'm still wearing a Christmas sweater. I'm working out of my house. I'll be working out of my house the whole quarter. And I'm getting ready to launch the class, and I'm really excited to meet you in a few days. My name is Mark Betnell, or Dr. Betnell. I use the pronouns he, him, and his. And I have been a part-time faculty member here in the physics department at Edmonds College for the past 3 years, teaching Physics 110 and 114. So I really enjoy the experience of working with Edmonds students. I've gotten a lot out of it in the last few years, and so I'm really looking forward to meeting and working with all of you. During the day, I teach at a high school in downtown Seattle. I've been there for the last 7 years, and I teach physics and math and computer science. In addition to my work, I'm married and I have 2 kids. Here is a picture of all of them a couple of years ago. I also volunteer as a youth soccer coach for them. Obviously, my family is how I spend most of my time, and especially in this past year as I've been working from home. Physics is my first academic love. I've been studying it since I was a kid. Here is a picture of my dad working on a giant magnet. The magnet is here and he is behind it. At one of the national laboratories. The magnet was built to study fusion. It was built to contain really hot plasmas. Fusion is the process that powers the sun and hydrogen bombs, and it could be a potential source of power in the future. It's also a topic of this course later in the quarter. So my dad started out as a mechanic and ended up working essentially as an engineer on this project for a long time. The picture was taken when I was about 4 years old. I got my PhD in physics from Boston University, where I used computers to simulate the physics of proteins that cause diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease. This here is a picture of a protein conformation, this particular shape or arrangement of how that protein is folded together that could potentially be related to the onset of Alzheimer's disease. So that was my research and my beginning in physics, but I've actually really been more focused on the teaching of physics and other subjects for most of my career. I'm always trying to figure out how to make it more understandable and usable and interesting. It's really my passion. And that part of me, I think, really comes more from my mom. Here's a more recent picture of her with my kids. She's a retired kindergarten teacher and has always been heavily involved in how I have thought about education. So I am I've lived in several places in the US. I grew up in California, I've lived in Rhode Island and in Massachusetts, and I've lived here in Washington for the last 7 years. So I'm hoping to get to know you and where all of you are coming from, both literally and figuratively, why you're interested in the class, what you're hoping for in the future in the coming weeks. And I look forward to speaking to you. So I really try to make the class as simple and enjoyable as I can, and would love to talk to you about the work or anything you need. So don't hesitate to reach out to me at any time. Thank you, and I'm looking forward to a great quarter.